Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. We have got ourselves what should be a good one here today, as it's another one of these bot author recommended replays. We're on the map Oceanborn, the AI edition of course. We've got Princess-Mika, a Zerg bot, gonna be taking on MULE Bot. MULE Bot, a bot that I have cast at least once before. I can't think of anything that stuck out too much. However, it shall be fun to see these two going at each other, and I imagine it's at least somewhat entertaining, as the bot author who submitted the replay said it's grueling down at the bottom of the ladder. So we'll see how this game's going to go between these two. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to go ahead and click that like button if you haven't already. Just give it a little clicky, give it a little tappy, give it a little slappy, whatever you want. Leave a comment down below that says more bots, or let me know what your favorite way to beat the heat is in the comments down below, as that does help with the YouTube algorithm. And yeah, we shall see where this game's going to go from here. It looks like normal openings from both of them. Gasless for MuleBot, and it's got a lot of SCVs chasing this one drone. MuleBot, it does not play around when it comes to a drone in its mineral line. It says, no, be gone. Get out of here. And all the while, Princess-Mika doing pretty well for itself. It seems just normal opening. MuleBot a little bit behind, probably because of that massive SCV pull. And we're seeing -6 resources for Princess-Mika, so I guess it did do the extractor trick. Got a Marine chasing that drone. The drone's still just scouting all over the place. Scouts are important to see, seeing as how they allow it allows you to react to a cheese, and that generally means a bot has at least some reactions programmed to them. Now, this first Marine is out on the map, not shooting that Overlord. I guess that Overlord was invisible in the grass, which is interesting. I didn't know that. I never knew that line of sight blockers. I mean, I guess I should have, that they block you from seeing air units, or maybe it's just these ones. Anyway, that Marine now shooting that Overlord, as for some reason there was 2 across the map. We've got MuleBot, refreshing my memory, being like, oh yeah, MuleBot, who'd have thought that it likes to get lots of command centers so it can drop lots of mules. That is indeed the case. We have got a Baneling nest now on the way for Princess-Mika. It's already got a Roach Warren out, so playing it very safe. No third on the way just yet. All the while, MuleBot is on a fairly low worker count still, but it's going to have lots of mules under its belt soon enough, with that 3rd command center finishing soon. 3rd for the Terran, no 3rd for the Zerg. And MuleBot with a bunker. I think that's an absolute must if you're going to be going for triple command center. MuleBot now producing, getting up some racks, so it'll be able to make use of all that mule money it's going to be getting. Marauders and Marines are on the way. All the while, Princess-Mika going up for a delayed lair and an Evo chamber, which makes me wonder what it's going to utilize this tech for. No 3rd base on the way just yet. This one Marine is being a nuisance, shooting an Overlord. We've got Stimpak on the way for MuleBot. So it's potentially going to be building up to a timing attack if it's just producing units off these racks, as it's now getting more and more SCVs on the way. There's the triple mule mining out the furthest out base. I like the choice of that. Princess-Mika getting Burrow on the way, so that's important. Who knows, it could just be for tunneling claws, this lair's presence. I am wondering when we'll see a 3rd base go up for the Zerg, though, as at some point you gotta make that investment. But Princess-Mika for now says no, as MuleBot getting up in eBay, getting them the depot, extra racks now on the way. That's the thing I was curious. How many racks are we going to see this MuleBot build? And it is indeed cutting workers interestingly enough, it's got the money to make the workers right now. It's a little bit supply blocked, but yeah, MuleBot not making as many workers as it could or as it should, I think. Just making the odd worker here and there, so not really macroing up as fast as it could. At the same time, though, its counterpart is just on 2 bases, though. MuleBot getting up 3 more racks, working away on these overlords. It has killed 1. Looks like it's going to get a 2nd and potentially a 3rd. Oh, but there's overlord speed kicking on in, so one of them at least gets away. I didn't even see that researching. Princess-Mika a little bit supply blocked as a result of that overlord kill. It's got a 3rd on the way now, though. It is getting glial reconstitution for its roaches, muscular augments, as it's gone for a Hydra Den. So just gone for fighting units, I guess. Hydras, roaches, maybe some banelings in the mix there. And getting lots of upgrades and stuff. We've got more and more mules dropping for MuleBot. Slowly going up in that worker count, however, investing in a lot of barracks. Getting +1 armor on the way, no +1 attack just yet. 4th command center on the way now, too. And yeah, fairly passive game so far between these two. Nothing too significant just yet. Both these bots are just macroing up. We do have a 4th on the way for Princess-Mika, so getting into that expanding mood. And then just, yeah, getting all the Hydra, Roach upgrades, that kind of thing. I may fast forward a little bit here if these two are just going to be macroing on up. Ghost Academy on the way for MuleBot. We don't see a lot of ghosts, so I'd be excited if it's going to go for some of those. Lots of command centers on the way, though, and we are now seeing infestors on the way for Princess-Mika. That's very important, as that AoE could really, really help out against potential mass bioballs. And it looks like that MuleBot is just running across the map with like the odd marine here and there. Couple marines, couple marauders. Got a lurker den on the way now for Princess-Mika, so getting up more AoE. The hive on the way is important, and that does make me wonder how well MuleBot will do. Like, mass bio is good off a big economy. However, it's not actually got that much stuff. It's just like its worker production hasn't been nearly as much as it should do. It's now making 5 at a time, which is very important, but like it definitely cut a lot of workers this game, so I think it could have had more, seeing as how it did have a big economic lead. We've got a couple Marines and Marauders scrapping out on the front lines, just randomly poking with a small amount of bio units. They're actually not doing too bad for themselves as they kill off a Marauder, or a Ravager, pardon me. And there is an Infestor that could be vulnerable. In comes a Ghost, dropping a snipe on the Queen, so a trickle of units that Princess-Mika is not prepared for. All of a sudden, Princess-Mika elects to morph 20 Banelings, drops a Fungal on those Marauders. In comes the Ghost, sniping Overseers, interestingly enough. These Marauders are engaging Queens once again. However, it's almost a zero-sum game with Queens and Marauders. They do not deal a lot of damage. Hold on, pardon me. I missed those Baneling connections. Okay, so there's Banelings. They connect with mainly Marauders. Now drones are being pulled away from those Ghosts. However, in comes some more Banes, but they don't even have +1 attack, so their damage is actually much reduced. There was a single Swarm Host made as well for Princess-Mika, so it's almost like a human player, with it making the one odd Swarm Host that pro players often do. It's getting out Lurkers. MuleBot just starting to attack all over the place now, up to 66 workers. Able to drop, of course, lots of mules off the 5 bases, but it still should be at like 80 workers. It could be producing so much more if it was. And still though, MuleBot pushing across the map, just random groups of Marauders. There's now a tank in the mix. Some of those Ghosts have gone down, as Princess-Mika still adding in a little bit of everything, getting out Corruptor, a Muta, another Swarm Host, a Hydra, while still making Queens. The tanks will be the important thing for the Terran to potentially push forward. Tanks are so darn good in these bot matches. We do not have any more SCVs being made for MuleBot. However, as the orbital command count grows, we will see more and more of those mules getting dropped. And that's exactly what it's doing, pretty much just mining out this base with mules. Tank doing what it can against these queens, as MuleBot just continues to rally an odd amount of units across the map. Princess-Mika getting up some static defense to defend from potential harassment, I suppose, in the main. That's a little bit bizarre. We've got one Muta coming on in, though. It's mainly uncontested, so it can just start shooting away on this tank. A couple Marines will be heroes trying to shoot that bird out of the sky, and they are going to force it away. Meanwhile, Marauders and Ghosts have decided to start hugging Queens, try and kill them with love. But I think that attempt is going to fail now that we've got Lurkers in the mix. A couple of tanks. One of them goes down. In comes some Locust, and yeah, MuleBot has been going for this weird push all game. It's not doing anything too, like, significant. It's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna put a couple of units out right outside your base, and we'll just hang out for a bit. Lurkers will be problematic. We'll see if there's any detection for MuleBot to deal with this or not. As that Lurker does burrow, no scan. There could very well be no detection behavior programmed into MuleBot, particularly if it's dropping all of its mules, all of its energy into mules. It's taken more and more bases, though. Siege tanks and Ghosts, they can potentially kill the Lurkers if they're ever unburrowed, and we are seeing MuleBot start to tighten the noose a little bit on the Zerg, so those tanks are getting some decent shots off. In come lots of Lings, though. More Banelings for Princess-Mika. Not something we see every day, Banelings in these bot matches. Ghost's gonna snipe a Corruptor, because why not? Few SCVs are moving into the war zone, it seems. I think those boys are a little bit lost. I'm not sure what they were there for. Bio kiting back against Lings, and Lurkers pushing the Terran back. Ghost prioritizing snipes on the Corruptors as Banelings fill forward. And we've still got a bit of a scrap all over the place. I do like to see the addition of the Medivac. SCVs were actually pulled to repair the tank. We've also got a Thor on the way now, so we really are seeing all the techs in this game. MuleBot starting to break one of Princess-Mika's bases, though, killing off some drones, denying some mining. All the while, its own income is going to be growing as it takes more and more command centers, drops more and more mules. Princess-Mika is holding on. It doesn't seem to have some solid plan. It's just making an odd amount of units, potentially trying to max out, I guess. We'll see if it ever goes for a dedicated attack. If it ever maxes out, it's now getting out Brood Lords. Those will be very important when it comes to dealing with this heavy Marauder siege tank army. It's like none of the Lurkers have died either. So there is actually 4 of them still out on the map. That's important. We're getting advanced ballistics on the way. So that's the purpose of the fusion core that was made. Ultralisk runs forward, no chitinous plating. So it does go down with relative ease. In comes the single Broodlord, though, with some Banelings to support it. That's a scary thing for Terran to deal with. It's like that Lurker does burrow. No detection going to go down on it, although friendly fire almost kills it. Or I guess just not friendly fire, splash damage almost kills it. Yeah, MuleBot's composition is bizarre. It's still having some success, though, as a random Thor wanders in, starts killing Queens with a Liberator's support, and it is going to do a good job at that. Deleting this location. We've now got a Liberator in the main base as well, shooting down some of these Queens. I didn't see that happen. However, it did have some success, so MuleBot is attacking all over the place, even though it's making a composition that I'm not sure can deal with the main army of Princess-Mika. Who knows, maybe it can kill some bases, deny the mining of the Zerg enough that it can come out on top. MuleBot has got a lot of dead SCVs, actually, being down to 45 workers. I mean, it can sustain itself off a lot of these mules that it can make now. With currently 8 orbital commands, that is a big chunk of the Terran's economy. The Thor kills off a Viper, now having to fight an Ultralisk like the... Well, not like the Heart of the Swarm. If that Viking lands, it'll be like the Heart of the Swarm cinematic. Okay, Marauders and Ghosts still being pushed back. The single Muta in the sky being problematic. However, Marine is doing work against it. Marauders being kited by the bio. Pretty good micro there. Or Ultras being kited. Ghosts really don't like the air units as they keep sniping them. The Vikings will actually be a counter to the Broodlords, which is really important for MuleBot, so it's good to see it's got that adjustment, making just every Terran's dream composition. Ghosts, Thors, tanks, all the fun stuff for the Terran. It has killed off this one base, so Princess-Mika's economy is going to take a bit of a blow from that. It's still got this base towards the bottom left, though. Still got quite a bit of mining to go before it becomes really problematic. MuleBot, though, still just surviving off the mules, down to 45 SCVs. I'm not sure how the 21 of them died. I know some were pulled. I missed part of that. Lurker doing its thing. The detection remains a problem for MuleBot. More banelings being made. Resources lost are pretty much neck and neck. However, MuleBot does have more bases than its opponent. MuleBot looks like most of its SCVs are on gas mining duty, and it's just relying on the mules to bring in the minerals, which is nuts. Banelings rolling forward. I do like to see banelings in bot games. The success is hard to gauge, though. We've got one Thor with an SCV homie. The SCV homie is no more the Thor. Gonna run away. Can you kill? You can do it. You can kill the Broodlord. Just kill it. Kill it. It's not gonna happen. The Ghost. Oh, there we go. The Thor does turn. Kill the Broodlord. Not before the Ultra gobbles it and its Ghost friend up. So I'm starting to see what the bot author said when he said it's grueling on the ladder between these two, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. Just no hard pushes, just constant skirmishes. Princess-Mika now attempting to get this base back up. MuleBot yet to take any more bases, really. It got one extra orbital command. We'll see if it takes this location down to the bottom left or not. The Zerg is moving forward into a choke point, though, so tank shooting away on this Ultralisk, gonna kill it off. No anti-air, though, so the Muta, I mean, can kind of actually kill the tanks. The SCV's repairing it, though, and the Medivac's healing the SCV, so it will not die. Ghost sniping on the Corruptors, too. Muta's dying, and I really don't know what to make of this game. I think, in theory, MuleBot will eventually win this one, as it just has more resources available to it, being up on, what, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7 bases to the 6 of Princess-Mika. This one base, of course, not taken. However, MuleBot has taken a base and almost mined it out on Mika's side of the map. That's the thing about mules. They will mine out minerals very, very quickly. Meanwhile, this base barely being muled at all. That's very amusing. MuleBot still skirmishing with Princess-Mika. And man, oh man, this game continues on. As, yeah, Princess-Mika has never attacked. It's just been strictly defensive, weirdly enough. With its just random amounts of banelings that keep rolling forward. Broodlord doing what it can. Tank friendly fire on the Broodlings? No. I mean, the Lurkers have been the best thing, but of course the bot's not going to realize that and make more of them. Queens dealing with the Liberator, transfusing each other, will keep their sisters alive. This next base being taken. That's actually very important for Princess-Mika, that it keeps that base alive. Doesn't let it die again. The Terran is still pushing all over the place. Oh, we almost saw an attack by Princess-Mika, it looks like. A Broodlord out on the map, still doing its thing. No vehicle upgrades for MuleBot either. It has yet to get armor and attack, which would definitely benefit the Thors, the Vikings, the Medivacs. Ghosts on the ground, though, reaching a sizable number. They're trading out pretty darn well. They can always snipe. Trying to kill off those Broodlords. Vikings coming on in to help as well. We are seeing some Corrosive Bile get dropped. However, they only kill friendly units. A single Ultra runs forward, gonna do what it can. Thor is just ignoring that and running right on by. The Ultra does what it can, however it does perish. Princess-Mika still holding the line for now. I'm not sure how long it's going to be able to do that, though. Thor moving forward. Corrosive Bile is getting dropped. The Lurkers are burrowing. The Lurkers are the important defense tool for for Princess-Mika, as MuleBot has yet to make any sort of detection. And what a match this is between these two. This is like the most passive war ever. Like, alright, let's just make a couple dudes, keep fighting. Ghost snipes down a Ravager, pops that off, easy peasy. The Ravagers will come in to deal with this Ghost. All the while the battle on the front still going on. Queen stepping off creep is a risky move for the sisters. Burrowed Roaches, very useful too. We now see MuleBot starting to get some Ravens, so that's actually going to be huge, the detection. I'm not sure what finally prompted it to get detection, but it's like, alright, we're at the 20-minute mark in the game. Something's got to be going on here. Princess-Mika attempting to take another base. This would be so critical for it if it can take it. However, there is a Marauder shooting away on it. Things are looking better for the Zerg bot, though. Its trades have been pretty decent. I mean, it's still holding the line. It's still got one fresh-ish base, taking another one. If it can get this base up, that would be huge, because then they'd be on an even number of bases. Looks like the supply for Princess-Mika is better than that of MuleBot's as well. I'm not sure why MuleBot has fallen in supply so much. Maybe it's just been taking bad trades or fighting a lot. Resources lost are pretty even now, as one Broodlord can kill Marauders for free. The Ghosts are not too useful. I mean, they kill the Overseers. Will they kill the one Broodlord? Yes, they will. That's where a lot of MuleBot's resources lost have got to be. 42 dead Ghosts. That is not cheap against like 35 dead Queens and then a little bit of everything for Princess-Mika. Queens off a creep. Still doing okay for themselves. Ghosts and a Marine do come in, though. So this could be the end of the Queens for Princess-Mika. Medivac healing is important. The units are not taking the best possible fight, as there's quite a bit of idle time on them, it looks like. Not necessarily just engaging or A-moving. And then again, that looks like that was a better trade for MuleBot than it was for Princess-Mika. So things continuously swing and are close here. However, Princess-Mika has secured up this base. That's going to be oh so important. MuleBot, it has mined out this one base here. It's mining gas from it now. However, now it's got to start dropping its mules to another location, so it's going to do just that. It has barely mined this base, though, so that's going to give it some more life in this game. It's got this location down here, too. And so this game could go on for quite a bit longer, it seems, as they still continue just to trade out on the front. The Lurker burrows. There's going to be nothing to deal with the Lurker unless the Ravens come forward. And where are they? Ravens, hello. Or single Raven in the bottom left, cornered by a Viper. We'll see if that Viper is going to puke on the Raven, but that does not seem to be the case. The Raven is also harassing a little bit, it seems, but then also kind of zoned out, so it seems unsure of what to do. There's still a scrap going on the front lines, but if no Raven is with this army, there's no way these Lurkers are going to die. As MuleBot just dropping mules, no scans allowed. The Raven did escape, kills off a Queen. Somehow it got out of there. Ghost snipe on an Ultra. Still takes a few snipes to bring one of those down, though. And so the Ultra taking a pretty good trade once more. And I mean, a Liberator harassing a little bit. A Ghost coming on in. Snipes the Viper. That's nice. The Ghosts for MuleBot really do prioritize the air units, interestingly enough. In comes some Banelings just crashing into Marauders. Because they can. The Marauder going to be a traitor and actually run into friendly SCVs and get them killed. Cloaked Ghosts are killing off Queens. Sniping down the Overseers so they can stay hidden. Snipe, snipe, pew, pew. An attack towards this base would be very big for MuleBot, and it does seem to be changing its angle of attack a little bit. Okay, Princess-Mika having to abandon this base at least momentarily, as drones retreat. In comes the one Big Daddy Ultralisk, though, gonna get cleaned up. Kills off a good number of the bio units, allows this base to resume mining. That is so critical at this point. MuleBot still just muling away, doing its thing. Still even got some mineral patches in its main, and it's natural. So it does prefer mining the outward bases more, which is important. Vikings killing off the Broodlord, except slacking on their job and not seeing it through. There's the one Raven hanging out as well. This game is... This is something right here. Guys, there are hundreds of games like this being played on the ladder every day on the SC2AI.net match, so it's a pleasure to be able to cast some of these. And we just see a wide range of stuff in these bot games. Vikings delete that Broodlord. There's still just a ghost and 3 marauders out on the map. We're seeing a bit of an attack, killing off some of the drones at this base. That's really important. Overseers keep dying, so that is actually a big resource sink for Princess-Mika, as it's a little bit supply blocked now. There is Lurkers dealing with the ghosts, though. Baneling gonna... Some of those ghosts, Medivac will heal them up. The Raven nowhere to be seen, though, so it's not gonna help out. It's kind of just hanging out here. I'm not sure what's going on there. Okay, Ghost and Marauder denying a little bit more of the mining for the Zerg. Blinding Cloud actually gets used. The random couple of Infestors. You gotta give it to Princess-Mika for style points in regards to using virtually every tool available. These Lurkers are worth their weight in gold, though, as they just continue to be uncontested. We see another Raven now on the way, so maybe MuleBot's like, yeah, I need some detection to deal with this Lurker, mate. And... yeah, the production of both sides is starting to slow down a little bit. MuleBot can just keep on muling whatever bases it's got for a while. Resources lost is neck and neck. Princess-Mika holding on to this base for now is big. That one Raven that was produced is going to the completely wrong spot. I mean, I guess if this base can be attacked, that would be important. But it would be better with this army that's dealing with the Lurker, and the Lurker comes on in once more, being a nuisance. The bio for MuleBot doesn't stand a chance against the Ultralisk, but mainly against the Lurker. There's like a ghost fighting a queen. And these bot games are just ridiculous. Princess-Mika not really making too much right now. It loses a queen, makes a queen. But yeah, it actually has ceased production for the most part. So I'm wondering what's going on there with Princess-Mika. It didn't lose any tech buildings or anything, so it can, in theory, make units, but yeah, Princess-Mika has just seemingly given up. I'm not sure why it stopped making more stuff. Whatever the logic it uses to select units to make. I guess it's got a bit of a hole, and SCV is trying to take a depot with a Medivac to support it. Just bought things. That does get canceled, though. That's good to see. The Raven, one of them died. The other is still just totally glitched out here. I really don't know why it likes this one spot, but it is in a bad loop. Liberator can be very helpful when it comes to dealing with this Zerg army. Anything that walks into that circle can be killed off. The Lurker does pull back as there's a bit of an attack towards here. Liberator killing off some of the drones. Princess-Mika is really starting to run out of money, and as it loses workers, it will be in a much worse state than MuleBot. And I mean, MuleBot doesn't even have that much left to mine on its side of the map, but neither does Princess-Mika. I think we may know which bot's going to win this game now. It's looking really good for MuleBot, as Princess-Mika is so broke, down to 34 workers at the same time. I mean, there's that god tier 34 kill Lurker with 3 homies to help it out. The pathing is what's really important. I mean, they're taking the odd shot here and there. The Marauders are unsure of what to do. They just got to get on out of there. Don't sit in the Lurker spines. But alas, it is a bot, and it cannot hear me. So we see a bit of Terran Bio now killing off some of the remaining queens. Princess-Mika is actually still ahead in the supply. This Lurker being a nuisance. 27 kills on it. They have been the thing keeping Mika in this game. The Zergbot, though, really blocked as far as making stuff goes, so really what you see for it is what you get. Its income is much lower than that of the Terran, and the Lurker does unburrow, so they do get killed eventually. There have been 6 Lurker deaths this game. They've been doing well for themselves, but now we see MuleBot attacking this location. If a Lurker comes in, it can potentially be saved. Lots of these drones are dying, though, as they retreat, and they are so critical to the economy of Princess-Mika. That is a big blow. Blinding Cloud, fungal growth getting tossed out. The Lurker can burrow and help out with this. Did we ever get the... Yeah, we did get seismic spines for the Lurkers. We've got a couple more Ravens on the way from MuleBot, too. So maybe it's just trying to make the Ravens to keep its minerals versus gas even. This one Raven still completely bugged out, just doing its thing. This base did get saved for Princess-Mika for now. The Zerg army keeps pulling back as I guess it's trying to defend 2 locations. This allows the Terran Bio to come on in, kill off more and more of the drones. Princess-Mika does replace those drones as they die, but it is still big, big losses. Vikings coming on in, killing off Overseers. I'm not sure that Princess-Mika can afford to replace those Overseers either. So it's kind of going to be hitting the supply cap as the game goes on, and then Cloaked Ghosts will be problematic. At the same time, burrowed Lurkers are problematic. In comes a Raven, though. That allows those burrowed Lurkers to be seen, but the Raven does not care. It is like, whatever, that's not my job, as it now just hangs out at this base, not dropping an auto turret for whatever reason. And this is just one of the most bot games ever. That is for sure. MuleBot starting to really run out of resources here. In fact, MuleBot is almost completely broke. It's got 3 mineral patches left, 1 in the main, but they're all almost gone. So Princess-Mika may actually come out on top of this in the end, because the Lurkers do got to be dealt with, and that will not be easy for MuleBot. MuleBot has been throwing away a lot of bio units this game, and it's just going to continue to do so. It seems these Lurkers coming on in. Oh my gosh, is MuleBot going to lose this one? What I want to know is if MuleBot will just start dropping the long distance mules on this base when it's the last bit of minerals left. Like, what will MuleBot do? Is there redundancy for running out of money? It's like a Queen getting caught off creep. Marauders and Marines will almost kill her, but not quite. Looks like a Lurker does get taken out thanks to that stupid Raven's presence, but it's still doing its job nonetheless. Queen goes down, Viper goes down. The Raven allows another one of those Lurkers to go down. Oh my gosh, this game is so close. A Marine denying this base, so Princess-Mika is broke. It's got a couple drones coming on in, but they are being shot. There's 1 mineral patch being mined. There's literally 70 minerals there. This game is so darn close between these two. The Lurker unburrows, still being problematic. The Marauder will run away. However, that Lurker is pretty much it for Princess-Mika. As I say that, though, it's still got a big chunk of army hanging down here. They've been kind of here all game. I wonder if that's a bug or just the behavior of Princess-Mika. Like, it's actually got a formidable army still, but it just keeps them down here. This base is gonna die. Will MuleBot take this location? MuleBot is now out of things to mule, it would seem. If you're the bot author of MuleBot, I'd love to see you just start tossing down... Wait, no, no, no! Don't do it! What? Why would you resign? No! Why? Oh gosh. MuleBot's bot author, programming and resigning behavior, made it resign in a position that it could have potentially won. I guess that's just the thing for MuleBot. When it runs out of money, it just GG's. But I mean, like, that's why as a bot author, you don't have a lot of incentive to program in GGing behavior. I know it's nice, it's clean, but as we see, there are times where humans, there are times where bots GG in games they might not necessarily have lost. I mean, Mika had 2 drones left. This has got to be one of the most frustrating but awesome bot games I've cast in a long time. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you made it to the end of this one, make sure to go ahead and click that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Join the Discord, which is linked down below. Leave a comment, leave a like. And if you do want to support the channel, consider becoming a YouTube member. I cannot believe MuleBot resigned after that. And so it could have done it. It could have won this game, I think. Like, there was still a huge army for Princess-Mika. Well, a very formidable army. The Lurkers, the Broodlords, they may have never been dealt with. But you don't really know that, because Mika would have been done mining. It might have just derped out and never attacked. And yeah, that is a little bit frustrating, but what a great game. Thanks so much to everyone for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.